Okay, you know, Lamar was All-American City back in 1959. That was the year before we came. But I knew a little bit about it because when I was penny manager in Gordon, Nebraska, our next door neighbor, her brother, was manager at the penny store here in Lamar, Charlie Moss. I remember him. Anyway, he was the manager here, and he was been to Lamar. So we kind of knew it was an all-American city. So here's what I did today. You know, all-American cities just don't happen because of the city. It's the people and what's in the town. And I have to cover all of that tonight in about a half hour. I drew a little map around Lamar, and I don't think there's too many cities in the country where you could draw a 100-mile circle around and say those people shopped in Lamar. Now, I want to tell you why they came to Lamar, why they shopped in Lamar, drove 100 miles. So we'll cover that as we go along. Clear from Burlington to West City, Oklahoma, Garden City, La Junta, past La Junta. Those were all our customers. Now, before I get started, I would like to say, too, that I'd like to introduce my wife back there in the back. You know, we just celebrated our 62nd anniversary here on Sunday, you know. Pretty long time. Somebody asked me at the senior place how to go. I said, well, I remember these things, for better or for worse. Sickness and health, so death do us part. I said, we've been through the first two, now we're just waiting for the last one. Okay, here we go. We're going to start where Crookshanks is now. We're going to go down Main Street, clear out to the college, the ballpark, bowling alley. Quinn's Conoco. It's on the corner there, Jack Quinn. Gordon Quinn, bless his heart, still in town. Remember him out the west end of town, we cover him. Next down the block was Joe and Nadine Garbaz over J&N Shoes, about 1960, right in there. Next door to J&N Shoes was the Western Auto Store, and I remember Harry Burkhart working in there when I first came to town in 1960. Chief Amusement on the corner, Cecil Finney, Don Hall, forgot them. Okay, Needius Hardware. Needius Hardware over there. Then there was a barber shop, Bonnie Whitten, lots of them. Lots of them. Remember the Buxtons and the Ross, they were the ones that were in there. I remember. Then I think there was always also a little Alco store. It was kind of a finance store right in there next to the barber shop. Then we go down to Perry Electric down there. Perry Electric, remember back in the corner? Goldie Wade gift shop, remember that? Goldie Wade gift shop. Then Betty Ann Cray, and now Ruthie Esther has still in business. Next building was J.C. Penney's, 50-foot front. A little bit about Penny's. We were the penny store in Garden City. We were bigger than they. There's one in Syracuse, a little one. There's one in Lamar. There's one in Los Alamos. There's one in La Junta, Rocky Ford, Fowler, all of them. But Lamar's was the biggest penny store of all of them. That's one reason that. Next to Penny's, Eudora and George Marshall. Okay? They were next to Penny's. Later on, they moved across the street. We'll cover that later. Corner pharmacy on the corner. My kids used to go in there and get their milkshake and ice cream going. John Crow, remember him? Yep. The druggist? Yep. Lowell Compton followed him. Now we're down across the street to the First National Bank. I remember John Alexander was maybe the president way back when. Then Jim Geisen. And where part of the Valley State Bank was a little opening there. Ted Applegate Jewelry Store. Remember him in there? Wasn't very big. Next down, we go to the drugstore. I think Wally Cole, wasn't it? Bert Kitzmiller were both in there. One thing I remember about the drugstore, and I always remembered it, even after I opened my store. I'd go in Wally's drugstore, and half the lights would be burning. You know, I didn't like that. You know, I said, I don't give a dang how bad business gets at my store, the lights are going to be burning. Duck Balls, John Hopper was the manager. Agnes Foley back in the back had the little cafe back there in the corner. Boy, she served some good food. Okay, well, I'm glad Beverly Augustine's here because Lassie was the next one. You know, can you believe that? 53 years later, she's still with it. Now, somewhere along the place there was a sweetbriar. I don't know, I'm losing a little track from there on down. But there was a shoe store, I remember, by the name of Bob Wolford. Remember Bob? I remember the friends doing some dirty tricks on him, putting pigeons in his room or something. That's what I remember. Yeah, down on the corner, that was before Sears came, there was a little appliance store in there. All right, where are we going? On down Main Street, aren't we? Across the street there was, long before the 59s, was Sunday Auto Sales. And then there's a Ward store in there. Bosley's Coffee Shop across from the field. Wayne Album had a store in there, right in there. Wayne, thank you. On down, the old Alamo Hotel was quite a place. Then we go on down. The next block was the Senior Union High School through 1968. Through 1968. 1969, they moved out to the new building, and my daughter was the first to come out of that class in 69. Went down to the junior high. Remember junior high? You know what I remember about junior high? Who was the principal? Lou. Oh, yeah. You run a pretty tight ship, folks. He scared the heck out of some of my boys. They had to do it one time. Okay, we're going on down past the junior high. On over there to the community building. That was there too, remember? Then Evertown, East Doctors. Remember Dr. Crow or Dr. Dow on the corner? Oh, Doctor. And we had Dr. Light's boys down in the next block. When we got to town, the Lamar Motel was the Best Western. That's where we spent our first night. That was about one of the nicest in town at that time. And down on the corner, I see, remember out Kitty Row? Building station there, I see your sons back here. Isn't that nice? Still in town, still running filling stations. Okay, then we're going on down to the ballpark. You know, the ballpark. Every all-American city had to have ballparks. And we had one then, and it's gotten better every year since I've been in town. Every year. Cross over the street. I'm not going to talk about the new college. Going back to the old college. Remember the old college over there? Built by the WPA workers back in the 30s. Well, I tell you what. My daddy helped feed us back in the 30s, doing some WPA work back in Kansas. And you know the thing I liked about it? We had to work to get it. You know, what free. We earned it. That's what we liked. That's what I liked about those days. Okay, now we're going back. All right, we're going back to the county building now, where it is now. That was the Sisters of Charity Hospital in the 60s. Our last two babies were born there, Mike in 62 and Gretchen in 65, and they built the new one. Sisters ran a pretty good hospital, folks.